All right, I get asked all the time about flask crafting, and I've helped a lot of people with flask crafting. And so we decided we're going to make a little guide real quick. It's not going to go through how to craft all the individual flasks, but I recommend you set up a tab like this of a bunch of different utility flasks. And there is some things here. So PoE regex, you can build a filter for what you're looking for and then copy it and you'll have the code there. PoEDB to do your own custom. And when you go down here, you hit shift spacebar with awaken PoE trade, it opens your filters. And you can just click one of these and it will automatically paste it there. It's very, very efficient. So take the time to build a good regex. If you want to go through the mods one by one, you go to modifiers here. And then we go to flasks, utility flasks. And from here, we can click it and we can see what the name of each mod is. And we just basically take 3 letters from that mod that we think are not shared with other mods. Now, if in your results you're seeing stuff you're not searching for, well, then you probably need to refine your code. So those are the 2 sites I use. There's some very simple rules for this. You want to make sure your flasks are at least eye level 84. I-85 if you're trying to hit movement speed. Buy a bunch, scour them all, bobble them all to 20%, trans them all, get yourself a good regex, and then you just go through and alt them until they're all lit up, aug the ones that are good, and if they hit, pull them aside. Lots of different combinations for value. Increase effect any tier, which is the Mage Blood mod. That's always good. Tons of different combinations. Increase duration tier 1. The higher the roll, the better. A lot of people use that. Flash charge when you get hit, flagellant, it's a great mod, 3 charges. Flash charge on crit, that's really good on some offensive flasks as well. It's good on a lot of flasks in general. And any tier 1 mod can be good value, even if it doesn't match. So you could have armor on an evasion flask or vice versa, or curse immunity on a ruby flask. They all have value. The higher the roll, the more value they have. And this is a big one here. A lot of people tell me, oh, I tried crafting flasks. There's not much profit in it. You know, the market's dead. I assure you there's always good value in flask crafting. Always. Doesn't matter whether it's beginning or late in the season. In fact, it gets better as the season goes on because Mage Blood isn't really, you know, that big early in the season. That just gets better throughout the season for the Mage Blood mods. Your roll absolutely matters though, and I will show you that in a minute. And do not be the cheapest. If you're the 5th or 6th cheapest, it is still going to sell. There's high turnover on flasks. Some people ignore people. Some people are price fixing. Some people log off. You do not need to be the cheapest. So as far as how important roll is, let me show you guys this. So this flask here. So it's a diamond flask. Now, if this was a low tier 1, we could see 100, 120, 149, probably 150 chaos there. We go 1 off a perfect. It's a divine, 1.4, 1.5 divines. And if it was a perfect roll, there's none on the market. I could tell you from experience, perfect roll is 3 to 4 divines, usually the higher end of that range. Just 1 point difference, and it's over double the value. Another example, this flask here. So this had a low tier 1, 50, 75, 80, 90. So this is pretty solid 90. 38. We have 139, 140, 170. Easily 170. 39. 1.5, 2 divines. That 1%, that big jump. And 40. 2 divines, 3 divines, 5 divines. That guy is actually way too cheap. This flask is a pretty easy 3 divines. For a perfect roll. And so just make sure you're pricing it exact. Also with your prefix, if it's increased duration, there's a big difference in value between 38% duration and 40% duration. People care about that. So make sure you're pricing those exact too. The one thing is you do not have to price the reduced duration at all because it doesn't matter to a Mage Blood user. Now, if it is a perfect 23 roll, that adds a tiny bit of value just because people like to have it all tier 1s. They like it to look nice, but short of it being perfect, it's not going to add that much value for having a max roll reduced duration. But yeah, if you guys have any questions with crafting the flasks or anything like that, just ask. Glad to help.